Hey guys, quick math tips here, part 1 of paper 3. Let's get started. This is the higher paper, okay? So, simplify n to the power 3 multiplied by n to the power 5. Now, when you're multiplying, you add your indices. So, 3 plus 5 is 8. I'm left with n to the power 8. Simplify c to the power 3, d to the power 4 divided by c to d. C, when you're dividing your big numbers, you subtract your indices. So, 3 take away 2 is just 1, so it's just a c. And d to the power 4 take away d is d to the power 3. Okay? Next, solve 5x over 2 is bigger than 7. First, you multiply by 2 on both sides. So you're left with 5x is going to be bigger than 14. Then you divide it by 5 on both sides. So x is bigger than 14 over 5. X is bigger than 14 over 5. Now, let's move on. Andy cycles a distance of 30 kilometers, average speed of 24 kilometers per hour. He then runs a distance of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour. Work out the total time he takes. So first of all, you should already know your formula. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. This formula you have to know by heart. The exam won't tell you. Okay? Now, I'm trying to work out the total time, so to rearrange this, make time the subject. Time is equal to distance divided by speed. Okay? Now, he cycles a distance of 30 kilometers at an average speed of 24, so I'm going to do 30 divided by 24. And he runs a distance of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 8, so I'm going to divide them and I'm going to add these two together. 30 divided by 24 is going to give me 1.25 and 12 divided by 8 is going to give me 1.5. I will add these two together. It will give me 2.75. Now, 2.75 is not 2 hours and 75 minutes. The reason being is because time is out of 60 minutes. An hour is out of 60 minutes, a minute is out of 60 seconds. So it's going to be out of 60, not out of 100. So let's work out how many hours and how many minutes this is going to be. So we've got 2 hours and 0.75 minutes. So we need to work out 0.75 of an hour. 0.75 equals to 3/4 as a fraction. So we need 3/4 of an hour. 3/4 of 60 is equal to 45. Therefore, 0.75 minutes is 45 minutes. 2.75 means 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, so make sure you don't write 2 hours and 75 minutes. You remember to convert it into the actual time. A number m is rounded to 1 decimal place. Complete the error interval for m. So the error interval is like bounds. So the upper one is going to be 9.45 and the lower one is going to be 9.35. Okay. Macy knows she needs 3 kilograms of grass seed to make a rectangular garden 5 meters by 9. Grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes. She wants to make a rectangle garden 10 meters by 14. She has 5 boxes of grass seed. Has she got enough grass seed? So, first of all, 5 meters by 9 meters. How much of a garden is that? That is 45 meters squared. And for the 45 meters squared, she requires 3 kilograms of grass seed. Now I need a garden 10 meters by 14 meters, so I'm going to multiply this out and that's going to give me 140 meters squared. That requires, I don't know, that's what I need to work out. So to get from 45 to 140, you need to divide it by 45 and multiply by 140. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 45 multiplied by 140, and that's what I'm going to plug into my calculator. I'm going to plug this into my calculator and I should get 9.3 recurring kilograms. So that's how much grass seed she needs. How much does she have though? It's solved in 2 kilogram boxes and she has 5 boxes. So I'm going to do 2 kilograms multiplied by 5, which makes her have 10 kilograms of grass seed. Does she have enough? Yes, she has enough. So you need to write down a sentence, yes or no, whether she has enough or doesn't. Why? Because 10 kilograms is more than the 9.3 that she needs. Okay? Part B. She opens the 5 boxes. Now she finds out that 4 of them have 2 kilograms and the other one has only 1 kilogram. Does this affect your answer on whether she has enough or not? So I'm going to do 4 multiplied by 2, because 4 of them have 2, which is 8. And then add the 1 from the leftover box. And that gives me 9 kilograms. Yes, this affects my answer. Yes, this affects my answer. Because now she doesn't have enough. Now she doesn't have enough. Because she needs 9.3, and now she only has 9. She needs 9.3 kilogram, and 9.3 kilogram is more than 9 kilograms. Okay, let's move on. Amanda has 2 fair 3-sided spinners. She spins each spinner once. Complete the probability tree diagram. So first of all, the probability it lands on 2 on spinner A is 1 out of 3. The probability it doesn't land on 2 is 2 out of 3. The probability it lands on 2 for spinner B is again 1 out of 3, and it doesn't land on 2 is 2 out of 3. The probability it lands on 2 in spinner B again is 1 out of 3 and 2 out of 3. Sometimes the question is very straightforward. We don't need to overthink it. We just need to clear our head. What is the question asking me? This isn't conditional probability. It's normal probability. Straightforward answers. Okay? Work out the probability spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B doesn't. So spinner A landing on 2 is a third. Then spinner B landing on 2, not landing on 2 is 2/3. So I'm going to do 1/3 multiplied by 2/3, which is going to give me 2 out of 9. So the probability this happens is going to be 2 out of 9. Okay, so pretty easy, straightforward question, easy 4 marks, okay? Use these graphs to solve simultaneous equations. Now, I always tell you guys that when you're solving simultaneous equations, you're solving to find the 2 coordinates where they meet at. Now, if you're given a graph, you don't need to solve it using algebra. You look at the graph and you look at the 2 coordinates they meet at. In this question, they're meeting at -2, 4. The x value is -2 and the y value is 4. Okay, there you go. You don't need to spend extra time rearranging these, solving these. Is a 1 mark question. Okay, make sure your ratio to how much time you spend on the question is to the marks. Okay, don't be spending 20 minutes on a 1 mark question. Okay, very similar. Use this graph to find estimates of the solution to this equation. Now again, when you're solving a quadratic equation, you solve to find 2 x values. 2 x values, the 2 x values that you find are where your graph is meeting the x-axis, where your curve meets the x-axis. Okay, so you can see it's meeting at 2 places here. This one here, if I zoom it, 0.6, and this one here is going to be 3.4. So my 2 x values are 0.6 and 3.4. Now, if I actually work this out using the quadratic formula, those are the 2 x solutions I would get. Okay, so these are an estimate by looking at the graph. There are a total of 45 boys and girls in a choir. The mean age of 18 boys is 16.2 and the mean age of 27 girls is 16.7. Calculate the mean age of all 14 boys and girls. So, first thing I'm going to do is, so on average, every single boy is 16.2 years. So I'm going to work out the total ages of all the boys by doing 18 multiplied by 16.2. Okay. And then I'm going to add all the girls. On average, all the girls are 16.7. So I'm going to do 27 multiplied by 16.7. So the total ages of all the boys added to the total ages of all the girls. I'm going to add them all together. And I'm going to divide it by the total amount of people. And there are 45 people. Okay, so divided by 45. I'm going to plug this equation straight into my calculator. And my answer is going to be 16.5. So on average, I've got everyone is 16.5 years. Okay. All right. There are some counters in a bag. The counters are blue, green, red, or yellow. The table shows probabilities that a counter taken at random from the bag will be blue or green. So the probability that it will be red is 5 times the probability it will be yellow. There are 300 in the bag. Work out the number of yellow counters. So, probabilities are out of 1. If I say yellow is x, red is 5 times the amount, so red is going to be 5x. I'm going to form an equation and I'm going to solve it. So 0.32 plus 0.20 plus 5x plus x equals to 1, because remember, probabilities are out of 1. 0.32 plus 0.2 is going to add to give me 0.52. Plus 5x add x is going to give me 6x. This is going to equal to 1. Now I'm trying to work out the value of x, so I'm going to subtract 0.52 on both sides. And I'm left with 6x equals to 0.48. Now to work out the value of 1x, I divide it by 6 on both sides. And I get x equals to 0.08. So the value of yellow is 0.08. Now, if x is 0.08, in order for me to work out 5x, you do 0.08 multiplied by 5, which gives you 0.4, okay? So red is going to be 0.4. The question, though, what is it asking me? It's saying there's 300 counters in the bag. How many yellow counters are there? So I'm going to do 300 multiplied by, the probability of yellow is 0.08. So 300 multiplied by 0.08, which is going to give me 24. So there are 24 yellow counters in the bag. If I needed to work out blue, I would have done 300 multiplied by 0.32. Okay, so you multiply the total amount with the probability that they have given you. Okay. Follow and subscribe for part 2, and I will start off with question 9. Thank you so much.